What's up, Negroes? I don't know what I'm gonna watch today. Next week, we're gonna watch the Blue Collar Hustle season finale, which is a web series on YouTube. But I'm behind, so I don't want to watch that today. Hi! Now I'm live again. That was so weird. That was weird. It just like kicked me off and started over. It should be on. I don't know what just happened. It kicked me off and started over. Like the time reset and everything. I don't know. My internet has been acting really stupid recently. For some reason. Do I not know the Netflix password? Is that not it? You can see me? Okay, good. Hi, it should be on. It should be on. Yeah, the Wi-Fi keeps kicking me off. I'm fighting this cold. Oh my God, now I'm trying to sign on Netflix. And Netflix says, we are having technical difficulties and are actively working on a fix. Please try again in a few minutes. Netflix acting up. The Wi-Fi's acting up. What's going on? They don't want me to be great. They don't want me to be great for Bees Bake today. What's happening? Hi. I keep disappearing. I don't know what's going on. Right? Technology. They're blocking my shit. I don't even know if I know the Netflix password though. I might be putting the wrong password in. I haven't had to log in on my computer in a while. Let's try this. Can y'all see me? Okay, there we go. Netflix just logged on. Hi! That was happening to me last night. This morning I had to reset my router. We're not watching, we don't have anything in particular to watch right now at this moment. I just logged on to Netflix, so I'm gonna just like go through and like see what I can see on here. We're definitely not watching no bullshit ass Defenders. Oh, we should watch Wild Wild West. I love that movie. Wild Wild West is my movie. You guys want to watch Wild Wild West? They put that on Netflix. You guys want to watch that? Oh, am I frozen? I'm frozen for some people. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I'm about to get up and go get my coffee though. Can you see me? Do live more? I would love to eventually go live more. Oh, they put Death Note on Netflix? Of course they put Death Note on Netflix. Death Note didn't used to be on Netflix. We used to have to watch this shit through like YouTube, the YouTube Funimation channel. But of course they put it on Netflix. That makes sense. I'm not frozen. I think I'm gonna watch Wild Wild West. What do you guys think about that? Kimberly, you say yes, 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 yes. You love Wild Wild West. Everybody loves Wild Wild West. Yes. Steampunk. You guys know I've been in this like Western. I've been in this like Western phase. I just watched Magnificent Seven again the other day, and I still love Magnificent Seven. Like I still fuck with that movie. I love like Westerns with black leads. And I also love Wild Wild West because it's like hella steampunk also with like the mechanical spiders and shit. I like that shit. Lilo and Stitch before it goes off. Oh yeah, they're getting rid of all the Disney shit, right? Lilo and Stitch does not follow the Bees Big rules. Bees Big rules has to be at least one black main character. From Philly with love. Hey, I gotta get to Philly. I spent a few summers in Philly. My grandmother used to live there. I spent a few summers everywhere, you guys. I've been a lot of places. Wild Wild West. Okay, yeah, we're gonna do Wild Wild West. Let me get my coffee, and then we're gonna start Wild Wild West in 5 minutes, 5-6 minutes at the 15-minute mark. So wherever everyone is, whatever time y'all are at the 15-minute, when it gets to 15, which is in 5 or 6 minutes, that's when we're going to start Wild Wild West. I'm making my coffee. We're going to watch Wild Wild West. That's what we're watching. No Defenders. No. No. You guys know I hate Jessica Jones. No. No Defenders. I'm back. Why do I hate fucking Jessica Jones? Well, I mean, I have complex feelings in general. I loved season 1 of Daredevil. I already said we're watching Wild Wild West, Jordan Watson. That's what we're watching. Defenders. I love the first season of Daredevil. But they have issues with race that I don't like. I mean, you the one that wrote Snow on the Bluff in all caps like you were yelling. So I yelled back at you, Jordan. You wrote Snow on the Bluff in all caps. I really like the first season of Daredevil, but they have a lot of problems with race. Their characterization of East Asians is really bad, and I hate that fucking bitch Karen. And yes, they fucking they killed Ben for no reason, because Ben is still alive in the comics. They race bent him into a black character, and then they fucking got him killed by this white whore. Fuck Karen Page. She deserves to die a painful death. She blackmailed him into going to fucking talking to Fisk. Like, she tricked him into going to talk to Fisk's mom. She went under a fake name. He went under a real name. She blackmailed him by using his sick wife. Like, she's a bitch. She's a bitch. Like, she's a prime example of, like, white feminism. Like, white, so I gotta be right. White girl, I'm gonna do whatever it takes. And other people get killed. But her white ass gets to go on. And then they, like, gave her his spot at the paper and his office. Like, they had a nice little setup for her to slide in his place. And, of course, the fucking white feminist bitches on the internet love that shit. Karen Page is such a strong, powerful character. Who cares that she got the black man killed? Fuck that bitch. I hate her. I hated that ending. I didn't watch season 2. I heard season 2 of Daredevil was also really bad, and that the race problems don't get any better. So Daredevil got X'd out. Jessica Jones is basically Karen Page, the series, a white bitch that fucking does whatever the fuck she wants with no regards for other people, and we're all supposed to think is so great and groundbreaking and powerful and wonderful just because she's a woman. Fuck out of here. Jessica Jones also has a lot of problems with fucking race. She killed Luke Cage's black wife. Nobody seems to have a problem with this. She stalked the shit out of this black man. Nobody seems to have a problem with this. The whole setup of the show is that Luke Cage is this big-ass, scary black man, and the only reason why she can even handle him is because she has super strength. That's racist. Fuck Jessica Jones, too. Like, fuck out of here. Fuck Iron Fist. Racist. Like, I don't have time for this racist shit. Like, that's it. Luke Cage is the only thing that fucking matters, and I personally thought Luke Cage was a little bit over the top in terms of, it's black, 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 black. It's black, y'all. It's black. But that was just my personal taste. So, The Defenders is a big racist no from me. Clearly. I'm starting Wild Wild West in 2 minutes. So, yeah. And they put Practical Magic on here too. They don't have Wild Wild West in the UK. I'm sorry. That sucks. I do want to check out The Punisher though, because I like Shane from The Walking Dead. And I like The Punisher. Hello. Oh, somebody had to get blocked. Well. See, somebody had to get blocked. Do I watch Being Mary Jane? No. I don't really watch dramas. I don't really watch anything set in reality. That's not really my thing. I like sci-fi and speculative fiction. Yes, 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 on the Crap Fest, that is Jessica Jones. Punisher saved season 2. I tried watching Jessica Jones when it came out, but I literally couldn't get 10 minutes into the episode. I watched The Defenders for Luke Cage. I can't stand JJ. Typical white female fragility, white privilege. It is. I couldn't do season 2 either. Didn't watch Jessica Jones either. Just couldn't do it. Don't watch Girl Boston. I will not. We're starting Wild Wild West in 1 minute. Jessica Jones is racist bollocks. Haven't watched Daredevil, Iron Fist, or Jessica Jones. The first season of Daredevil is good, but the East Asian shit is real bad. And the treatment of, like, all the characters of color. Basically, like, the Karen Page character is really bad. Like, she calls herself, like, I have to do whatever it takes to get justice for something. She's trying to get not to, like, spoil it, but, like, Karen Page is trying to get, like, quote-unquote justice for something that happened to her. So she's trying to, like, go after this person that did something to her. So she's, like, very, like, she has this tunnel vision. And people keep telling her, like, you're playing around with something that's very dangerous. But, like, other people get killed. Like, Ben got killed. The fucking Spanish lady, Miss Cardenas, got killed because they digging around in the landlord shit. Like, Karen Page, but then all these people are like, I love Karen Page so much. She's, like, such a feminist, and nobody's getting her off the path to find justice. It's like, yeah, but all these fucking people of color are dropping like flies because of this bitch's actions. But since she's a woman, it's strong and empowering. Get the fuck out of here. Like, y'all don't even give a fuck. It's racist. I'm putting Wild Wild West on Netflix. I am going to put the headphones on, as you guys know, because I'm watching on my computer, and I don't want to get no copyright strikes. I'm only going to put one ear on so I don't talk too loud. I'm going to keep on reading the comments and talking, of course. Blah, blah, blah. But I'm starting it right now. Wild Wild West. Why does it say I have a very bad connection? I don't have a very bad connection. I want to throw this fucking iPad out the goddamn window. There's nothing wrong with my connection. I have a bad connection, guys. It says I have a very bad connection. Yet I'm watching Netflix on my computer perfectly fucking fine. Woo! Cut your head off. This shit was nasty. This ear dude that spits. Defenders is a B at best. How do I like Shane? Rick eventually became Shane. It just took him a little bit longer to realize, like, we're not living in the regular world anymore. All these fucking rules. You trying to be a good person and shit. We're not living that life anymore. Shane was just ahead of the curve. And Lori Grimes was the one that came in between them. She really was a grimy ass bitch. She started fucking him and everything went to hell. We don't even know if Judith is fucking Rick's baby. We will never know. Look at Will Smith. I love a black Western, bitch. Give me a black Western. You're honestly not missing much with the Defenders. Y'all might even be able to hear this. This is loud. It's a very mixed bag. The Hand is so boring, and the damn Iron Fist is basically the strongest amongst them. Oh, you know what? I forgot this video had this this East Asian girl in it too. This movie. Yeah, reality's hard. Luke Cage was good in the Defenders to me. Danny got on my nerves in the Defenders. Hi, Kayla. The Rugrats episodes with Susie. Okay, we could watch those. Those fall under the list. I think I might have to watch Daredevil to get ready for the Punisher. The first season of Daredevil is really, really good. It's, like, really good. If they had, like, not fucked up with all the race shit, isn't this always the way that it goes, though? If they had not fucked up with the race shit, like, It's an excellent show. I couldn't get through the first episode of Girl Boss. It's got that girl's take on feminism where the main character is a bratty, entitled white and purposely unlikable, but we're supposed to relate to her. Dude, that's how I feel about this show Glow that everybody keeps talking about, the fucking wrestling show that everybody's like, yeah, women and like wrestling. The main character is like the most unlikable white girl in the world. She is horrible. I couldn't even I watched one episode and I was like, I never have to watch another episode of this show ever again. Yes. Yes, Fancy from the Jamie Foxx show. What's her real name? I know y'all know. What's her name? Garcelle? What's her name? I always be like Fancy. Fancy, them titties are sitting right. I'm drinking coffee, as y'all know. Where are we? You know he's working, girl. You know he's working. Where are we? I know, I'm shouting. I'm always shouting. She stole her boss's, somebody stole her boss's sandwich on the show. I hate Girl Boss also. That show is trash. No, I didn't end the stream. I'm still on the stream. I don't know what's going on. Girl Boss is uncomfortable to watch. My connection is good. About to board a flight. Fly safe. And the show frames it like it was fucking cute. Yeah, a lot of people think that shit is cute. Lori is weak as fuck. Lori is weak. Weak. But I mean, I like the girl, Sarah Wayne Callies or whatever her name is. Because she was that bitch on Prison Break. Sarah Tancredi. I've seen Posse. We've never watched it for Beast Bake, but we could. Oh, Rick talks about it last season to Michonne. I didn't watch last season. I stopped watching after they killed, well, I don't want to spoil it, but I stopped watching after somebody got killed, a certain someone. I'm boycotting. I hate Glow. Why am I supposed to feel bad and relate to someone that sleeps with their best friend's husband, right? And her best friend was really holding her broke ass down. She was like picking her up and driving her around places. When she got robbed by the little kids, she called the friend and the friend was like, oh, I have the spare key. And you fucking your best friend's husband, your best friend that just had a baby, you ain't shit. You're not just like an unlikable, like you're actually an ain't shit character and you deserve to have your ass beat every episode by your friend. But I'm supposed to like relate? That's some white people shit. Only white people find that type of shit to be like cute and relatable. Similar to a typical mom's character, these white ladies think being a trash person like men are is feminism. Yeah, I talked about that in my Lena Dunham video. They feel like being a bad person is what makes you powerful. Like, I'm going to be the worst person in the world, and that's how I'm going to destroy the patriarchy. Because men suck, so I'm going to suck. The same as a man. Like, bitch, what is your logic? What is your logic? I don't understand. Extremely unlikable white main characters, and that's supposed to be so edgy, is so tired. It's tired of shit. No waffles today, just coffee. Salma Hayek. This movie was diverse. This movie had a nice diverse cast, even though Salma Hayek married that fucking billionaire white dude and now she got on the All Lives Matter train. But this movie had a decent diverse cast. There we go. I wasn't surprised by Salma Hayek though, doing that All Lives Matter shit at all. It really didn't surprise me. I mean, she didn't literally say All Lives Matter, so don't say that I'm saying that that's what she said. She didn't literally say All Lives Matter, but she was like on that shit. Like, I don't understand why we have to be talking about race all the time and Um, and all that shit. The costumes are giving me life. Yeah, the costumes of Wild Wild West were really good. And like I said, it was like steampunk. Like, it had these cool inventions and all this shit. It was cool. Glow also has some real issues with race. Like, all the women of color are manipulated into playing these racist caricatures for their wrestling roles. Well, I read that that's the point, though. That it's meant to talk about race. Now, I didn't watch past the first episode, but I read that it's supposed to be, what's the word I want? Not a meditation. That's only what I could think of, but a meditation on the way that racist stereotypes play out in wrestling. Like, they did it on purpose. And Glow is a real show. It's not like made up. Glow was like a real thing in like the 80s. Like the women's wrestling league. It was like a real thing. Yeah, see, I remember the real Glow back in the day. Hello, Andreas. I don't know how to pronounce that. Yeah, she was questioning Jessica Williams' experience as a black woman. So dumb, right? And Jessica Williams said something like, "You're not listening to me right now, like you're not hearing me." And she was like, "Sweetie, I'm Mexican, like I know better than anybody else." And she was like, "Bitch, but you," she didn't say bitch, but she was like, "But you're not black, like you're not hearing me, Salma Hayek. Like you're not fucking hearing me." Spilt. Damn, I just spilled coffee all over the floor. I spilled everywhere. Ah! I hate spit, you guys. I have like a spit phobia. I find spit to be fucking disgusting. Ugh, nasty. Will Smith did look good in this movie. Young Will Smith. Yeah, Glow tries to supersede criticism by pointing out in the show the racism and sexism is still sexist and racist. She's passive like most people are when they get married to rich white people. That's true. MIA is another fucking prime example of that. Will Smith is fine in that song with Cisco. The Wild Wild West, Cisco, Cisco. I used to love that song. We going straight to the Wild Wild West. I love this movie. Coffee for the ancestors. Coffee libation. Pour a little bit out for the ancestors. I hate that non-black POC think they can relate just because they're not white. You are not hearing me. Yeah, she was not listening at all. And every time Jessica Williams tried to explain, she just kept talking over her and talking about, "Sweetie, I'm Mexican. I understand. I understand." Like, Sama, we're not even going to get into how y'all treat black people in your own country, fucking Blaxicans, of which there are a lot of, okay? Like, just because you're Mexican does not mean you understand what she's saying. Huh. She turned the hypnotism on. Oh, he gonna like turn him into a dog or something. And you know the critics, I want a clever YouTube name. You know the critics hated this movie, of course. They hated Wild Wild West. It got terrible reviews. He gonna bark. Dumbass. Woof woof. You stupid mutt. Your spiral stopped working. Where are we? Looks can be deceiving, dark stranger. There's this nice bit in the surprise ending Where the prefect American white wrestling character gets taken out by welfare queen. That's her wrestling character's name as revenge for racism. That's true. That's true. Well, she's not black. We're not talking about a black person. I haven't seen this in so long. It's so good. Thought that I was the only one who loved this movie. I love this movie. Hi. I don't think Salma Hayek would be considered white racially. I think she would be considered a non-black person of color. A non-black Latinx. She doesn't look white to me. So... she is a... Get out of my way. Get out of my way. U.S. Army. U.S. Marshal. The fact that he has this chick reading lips is hilarious. And like a German accent. Sama was always like that. She didn't just change after marrying a rich white dude. Non-black POC think they're above it all. Exactly, especially black Latinx get treated like crap. I've been confused as to why people supposedly didn't like this movie. I never pay attention to the critics. They don't get it. Yeah. We don't talk about the Kardashians on here, so I don't care about them. I'm not interested in them. They don't exist to me. That's the first and last time you'll even hear me utter that name. So, those were just some words you'll never hear again. I don't even know why people keep talking about them like they're fucking interesting. Critics are idiots sometimes. This was a good film. They were probably just sick of Will being the king of summer blockbusters. Yeah, I mean, and I've talked about on the channel before. I have a few videos also on how white critics a lot of the times don't understand movies with black people that don't follow a narrative that they find acceptable. So I find that happens a lot with niche movies like this one that have black main characters. They don't understand it. They didn't like The Wiz either, which had like fucking Michael Jackson and Diana Ross and like Bootsy Collins. Who could not like that? What is there not to like? You're not the real president, you fucking liar. We're watching Wild Wild West. There's nothing wrong with my internet connection. That's YouTube fucking up. I'm watching Netflix and my movie hasn't even paused, not one time. Look at young Kevin Kline. Look how young he is. Why do people ask me questions like this? Hi, I'm from Germany and white, but I completely agree with your thoughts on white Americans. What do you think of that? What type of response are you looking for exactly? Like, why do people ask you questions like that? What do you want from me? What, I don't understand. Look at this, like, smoke bicycle. I love this steampunk shit. I love this steampunk shit. I'm on the iPad, so I'm not on any tabs. I'm on the iPad. I don't know why it says I'm having a Wi-Fi problems. I'm not moving. I'm sitting still. I'm watching Netflix on the computer using the exact same Wi-Fi, and there's nothing wrong. That's like YouTube fucking up. YouTube has been fucking up a lot, though. I just wondered if you think of white Americans differently than of other white people. For what? For what reason? And if you actually watched my video like you're claiming, you would know that I say in that video multiple times, this is my Western American perspective as an American. I know I say that a bunch of times. So yet again, what would you like from me? He's knitting chainmail. Needlepoint. It's chainmail. Yeah, it's YouTube, I think. All y'all, the old chat and stuff is still here. Like we're still in the same thing on my end. I don't know what's going on. I'm sure it's YouTube fucking up, acting stupid. Because there's nothing wrong with my Wi-Fi connection. Oh, close the tab and open. Oh, you were talking to the person that commented. Close the tab and open a new one. It just keeps saying my connection is bad, but I know there's nothing wrong with my connection. Because I also have the phone right here. And the Wi-Fi on the phone is fine too. So I don't know what the fuck. Ding! I love this train. This is a space where the comfort of people of color will be prioritized. Be mindful of that before demanding Seren does any emotional labor for you. I just find it really interesting. Like, I just find these type of questions to be really interesting. Like, I'm from Germany and white. I'm gonna read the question again, right? I'm from Germany and white, but I completely agree with your thoughts on white Americans. What do you think of that? Isn't even like the wording used confrontational? What do you think of that? The fuck am I supposed to think of that? I don't care. I don't know. Is that like but that might just be me. I'm not. That might just be me. But that is a man's head. That is a man's head. Like, we're really looking at a nigga's head. What does that shit smell like right now? That is a man's head. Will Smith is me. Head. You can see his fillings. You can see his modern fillings. It's a patronizing tone. It reads as, I'm one of the good ones. Give me attention and specifically state that not all white people are like that. That's just an emotionally exhausting question, especially in a space meant for us to relax. Probably smells like bologna. Rotten bologna. What's going on? What are we watching? We're watching Wild Wild West. It's on Netflix. Let me pause it and give you guys a time check. 20... What is this? 2509? 2509. 2509. Wild Wild West. We're not offended. We're not offended, Rebecca. I'm not offended. I'm sure nobody commenting is offended. Then play your damn manservant. Like, I'm not gonna play your fucking manservant. You got me fucked up. No one is offended. Like, we're just letting you know that a lot of the times, number one, the way that white people come off. That's really it. That's really it. I don't think anybody is offended. The Art of Disguise. We should watch Bad Boys too. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, snatch the bush, the snow, hey. Gotta watch Bad Boys too. They really filmed that shit in Miami. Right, we chilling. Nobody's offended. We chilling. Bad Boys too. He's like, you got a fucking rat problem. Big rats. Bad Boys 2 is sweet. Another one the critics hated, though. They did. Now, and Michael Bay, mind you, is no great director. But Bad Boys 2 was way better than the first one. It was like it was like head and shoulders like above the first one. And the critics like the first one more, which I don't fucking understand. Motherfucker, you look at least 30. You know they improvised that whole entire scene? Martin Lawrence and Will Smith, that whole entire scene with Reggie, that whole entire scene, they improvised. None of that shit was scripted. That's why they say nigga 19 times in 5 minutes, because they're improvising. He fucking filled it up with water. He pulled that gun on him real quick. Reggie. Nigga, you at least 30. They say nigga 100 times in that 5-minute bit. Because that's how these niggas really talk. That's what these people don't understand. That like code switching and shit is real. Like, that's how we really talk. Oh, the soundtrack for Bad Boys 2 was good. It had that song with Diddy and Nelly, the Shake Your Tail Feather song. I used to love that song. Shake your tail feather. We could watch Bad Boys 2 one of these days. Not today. Not next week, because next week we're supposed to watch Blue Collar Hustle, but maybe the one after that. What are you doing, boy? I love this movie. And this movie also showed the racism of this time period, which is what people always talk about. Oh, that was just the time. And there was no nigger. At no point was anybody called nigger. And yet we still were able to fucking see, like, the shit that was going on and the way that they treated Will Smith. Wow, Salma Hayek is really tiny. A standing up position. He knocked the shit out of that white dude. He did. The chicken head! I chicken head my ass all through the early 2000s. I did chicken head my ass all through the early... What's this girl's name? What's this girl's name? West meets East. Meets East. What's her name? Her real name. I love this shit she has on. And there were a lot of fucking Chinese Americans in this country around this time, so this is also historically accurate. You guys want to start doing live streams during the week too? Code switching is so fucking real. I constantly get clowned from my voicemail. He knocked the shit out of that caveman. Bai Ling, that's her name. Bai Ling. Yes, thank you. Oh, Phoenix, your internet went down too? Hello. Bai Ling, I could not think of her name. Costumes are on point. The costuming in this movie and the set pieces are also on point. This shit looks very cool. Like, it does not look cheap or anything. Talking ones, maybe. Hello, greetings from Argentina. Can't get over the costumes. For real. Living on university campus and the internet Wi-Fi has been playing up all week. Damn, these costumes are fire. Yeah, these costumes are great. How are you alive, sir? This is like some sci-fi shit. Maybe. Would you guys want to live stream on a certain day of the week, like how we do this one on Sundays, like Wednesday maybe, like Wednesday, like a midweek check-in, like a midweek check-in, 20-30 minutes or something, chit chat it up. We could do that if that's what y'all want. Y'all are getting blocked because I speak English, so all y'all commenting not in English, I'm blocking you because I don't know what you're saying and you're wasting time and space in the chat. So do that shit in your own risk. How can he take a proper shit? Like Cat Dog. How does Cat Dog shit? Who can answer this question for me? Which reminds me of the Human Centipede. Have any of you guys seen that disgusting ass movie? I love this part. Stand up, be counted. I knew him years ago, but I haven't seen him in a coon's age. I love this shit. Half the people you know. Look at this shade. Shade. Cut the legs out from under you the next. Will you excuse me, Mr. West? That's what happens. That's what happens when you try to get into a roasting session with Will Smith. Hi, Justin. Fridays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. Yo, The Human Centipede is a nasty ass fucking movie, bro. Roger Ebert gave that shit like 0 stars and said, this movie clearly isn't even trying to like be on the star system. It's just disgusting, like just for the sake of being fucking disgusting. Like it is a horribly grotesque movie. It is horrible. It is really like probably one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. We're watching Wild Wild West. We're watching Wild Wild West. We're 30 minutes in. 33. I couldn't get through. We're watching on Netflix. I couldn't get through all of Human Centipede. I stopped after the pool scene. That's trash. I can see your comments, Kimberly Frazier. Your comments don't look like they're being deleted to me. I could see them. You said Thursday sounds good. You said, how can he take a proper shit? Just weird. Then you said, Thursday sounds good. And then you said, why is it saying my comments are being deleted? I can see your comments, Kimberly. Somebody said advice for a college student. I see you guys are giving advice. Make time for yourself. Face your books and take risks. Network and maintain a proper social study balance. Was that it? Was that all of it? Yeah, that was all of it. Make time for yourself. Did I read that one already? And then they made sequels for that shit. The end of the first one was horrible. The people in the front and the back died. And they like left the girl in the middle still alive. I was like, this is the most disgusting shit I've ever seen. This part was cool. Those are real people. Who directed the Human Centipede? Some white person with a lot of problems. I saw the Human Centipede trailer and read the summary. I was shook just off that. Cat Dog was everything. Kimberly, that's saying the comments that you blocked. Oh, those are the comments that you blocked, Kimberly. Don't skip class. Oh, wow. Yes, don't skip class. I can watch properly now. Don't skip recitation. What is recitation? Don't pay full prices for books. I downloaded my whole Calc 3 book from uTorrent. Transfer syllabus events to a calendar. It was like $200 online. College, get advice from another college student. See if your textbooks are available at the library. This part was cool. Look at this person. But she gonna look behind him. Shot your ass, Bylang. All these are real people in the study. That shit was cool. I wonder how much they got paid. Well, I can see you, Kimberly. I can see you. I like horror movies and the writing was so bad. I mean, just like Roger Ebert said in his review, they weren't trying really to make a movie. They were just trying to make something disgusting. Like, what is the most disgusting thing? Like, what is the most disgusting thing that we can do and say? Like, what is the worst shit that we can do? And then they did it. Buy textbooks used, get them, photocopy the listed pages on the syllabus, email them to yourself and return them. Oh, wow, y'all really have all the college hacks. I haven't even used my moderating privileges since I got them. Oh, well, I can see your comments, Kimberly. Your comments are not being deleted as far as I can tell. Make a study blog and motivates you to do better. Hi, Clarissa. Somebody said, what time mark are we on? Let me pause it and tell you. We are on the part 37, 35, 53. Wait, no, I skipped ahead. This shit is weird. It's like not telling me where we are when I pause it. I did skip ahead. Behind 3801. 3801. 3801. I just paused it. 3801 is where we are. Is everybody ready? 3801. Someone's saying you blocked them. I just blocked some people. Kimberly didn't block anybody. I blocked some people. 3801, play. Some hike is tiny. She's really tiny. I see Phoenix deleted some people. I deleted some people. Kimberly, you look fine to me. I start college tomorrow. My financial aid shit is still messed up, and I called that office so many times. Man, that shit is whack. Rate my professor is a major key. Yes, Seren, we are broke. White boys go for that grotesque for no reason shit. Yeah, that's basically like the whole point. That's basically the whole point of Human Centipede. Like, just how disgusting can we be? Downloaded Michiko Ihachin based on your rec, and thank you. I love Michiko Ihachin. That's the shit. I think a Serbian film is the worst. Human Centipede doesn't even compare. Hello from London. Hello! It's a lot of y'all in London. It's a whole little London crew. My FAFSA's all set, but my school sucks. That wave of gross wannabe European films, body horror, New Extremity, or whatever, that really had to stop. Yeah, it kind of started with like Hostel, and then it just like, which was Eli Roth, I think, and then it just like kept going and going and going and going and going. In my native land, somebody said Georgia. They had a term for it, torture porn. That was like torture porn. That was where I even like first heard of the concept of like torture porn, which is why I made my video that was like police brutality is not torture porn. Cause that's like a whole thing of just like how horrifying can we get, how violent, how crass, how grotesque, how fucking disgusting Just, we don't need a plot. We don't need shit. We're just gonna show you some nasty shit. That's it. Neck. Every time he says that, I think about Top. And if y'all don't know what Top is, I'm not gonna tell you. Capitalism destroyed education. What are we talking about? We're talking about shit that's nasty just for the sake of being nasty. Ultimate college hack is to make woke black friends and 1 or 2 very rich white friends. Oh, that's it. That movie Antichrist was too much. Torture porn just doesn't do it for me. Only white people can come up with that grotesque shit. But then again, given the havoc they've wreaked throughout history, can we really be that surprised? In my opinion, Hostel was good. Hostel was a lot. Hostel was a lot. The ending, when they like yanked that girl's eye out, and then she like jumped, she like saw her reflection and jumped in front of the train, was a lot. The concept of Hostel, which is that rich white people go overseas and they like stay at this like special hotel where they can like kill people, was a good concept. Believable. But it was so grotesque. If you could get through like the grotesqueness of it, which a lot of people could, I just can't. But then they kept going. They kept going. They made like 2, 3, 4 of them, and there was no plot in like the later ones. The first Saw movie was good, but the first Saw movie was not torture porn. The first Saw movie was not torture porn. It actually had a plot. It was a great fucking movie. The later ones was just, we just gonna fuck up these people just for the sake of fucking them up. It was no purpose. Final Destination. The first Final Destination movie, the first 2 Final Destination movies were great. Like, I love those movies. The whole concept of like all this interconnected shit. But like the further it went on, it fell into torture porn. It just became like violence for the sake of violence, and like not even just violence. Cause I like violence. I like John Wick and shit. It's just like grotesque, like how disgusting can we make it type shit. How far can we push it, you know? Champagne, you know what it means. Torture porn, the Butcher of New Liberty. The Butcher of New Liberty. Where were we? Eli's still doing that. Green Inferno, white liberals go to South America and get eaten by a cannibal tribe. Horror and supernatural stuff can give me nightmares. Had to stop watching The Walking Dead because it was messing with me mentally. I like horror and I like supernatural stuff. I can't watch shit about people getting possessed and shit. That shit will give me nightmares because I believe in that shit. Like what The Conjuring and the Clap shit, and the one with the old lady that every time you took the picture, the bitch was closer and then she like got inside of him, had him like chained up inside him. I can't watch that shit. I can't watch that possession shit. Because they will come and possess me because I believe in that shit, okay? No thanks. Oh, more college advice. Start figuring out how you're going to pay off those student loans as soon as you sign for them. That's what gets people taking the FAFSA but not having a plan until after your 6-month grace period. Did you see The Collector? No, I didn't see that. Yeah, drumming to communicate. This nigga. They just have, help me, do not pull my arm. They just have too much spare time and not enough life difficulties to realize life's grotesque realities. Cannibal Holocaust is extremely misanthropic, torturing live animals. They killed real animals. Oh, wow. That's horrible. I love Saw as well. Apparently a new Saw film is coming out soon too. Same torture porn stuff without a plot. The first Saw is my motherfucking movie though. That plot twist, I was just tweeting about that shit. I loved Hostel. Then again, I like fucked up shit. Don't know why. Hostel was great. To me, that's just epigenetic at this point that Joy DeGruy touched on. They have this aggression and find ways to express it, since the average one, they can't do it outright like they used to. I agree with that. The first Saw was the best. Have you seen Would You Rather? No, never heard of it. The Purge 2. The Purge 2. The Purge. That's what white people really want. Some Purge type shit where like one day out of the year they can just like do whatever they want and really kill people. When I first even heard of the concept of the Purge, I was like, this is what white people really want to do for real. That's how this movie even came about. This is a white fantasy. I only saw the first 2 Hostel movies, then it fell into torture porn. I like the Neon Demon. I didn't see that. That had Elle Fanning, right? I didn't see that. Hi, Umi. Hello, everyone. The Purge series isn't that grotesque. I haven't seen any of them. I haven't heard that the Purge series is super grotesque, but just the concept is like, white people, this is what y'all want. Especially Final Destination 4. That was the one where they died in the movie theater, right? John Wick is my shit. That's my shit. Gore. That is the word. Gore. Yeah. Demonic on Netflix. Can't do demonic shit. Can't do demonic shit. Emily Rose, no. Insidious! Insidious! That's the fucking movie. Can't watch that shit. That shit is scary. Paranormal Activity scared the shit out of me too. Scared. I got a shadow behind me right now, bitch. I don't play with demons. I don't play with demons. All the lights were on in my house. Fuck that shit. That's too freaky. Yeah, I can't do that. The only like possession shit that I can watch is I like Constantine with Keanu Reeves and Shia LaBeouf and Rachel Weisz. I really like that movie, but Constantine isn't really a horror movie. And I've seen that shit so many times, it doesn't scare me. But that's it. My favorite old horror was Nightmare on Elm Street. I used to love Nightmare on Elm Street too. Dream Warrior used to be my shit. I've seen that shit 100,000 times. Hi, Brooke. Hi, Brookie. You off work? What's JW? Oh, Jehovah's Witness. I don't know. Never thought about it. Maybe that's why. I don't know. I mean, but I wasn't raised Jehovah's Witness. I was raised Christian. Just my family. My whole rest of my family is Jehovah's Witness. New Liberty. Southern Horror is a guilty... Oh, you know what's another possession movie that I do like? The Skeleton Key. Because the niggas win in the end. That's why I like The Skeleton Key. That's it! What was the name of that one horror film with the white lady and voodoo and black people possessing white people and benefiting from white privilege? The Skeleton Key! Before I even got to y'all comments, The Skeleton Key is my motherfucking movie. But that's a scary ass movie. Scared the shit out of me. Like, that's a scary ass movie. But I love that movie though. Candyman scared the shit out of me. Can't watch it. Can't watch it. Can't watch it. The Exorcist was the best. What's the one with the TV? Poltergeist? I don't like that shit either. The possession shit gets under my skin too. That's why watching Get Out is a chore for me. It provides a scientific explanation for why it could happen to someone black like me. Hell nah. Skeleton Key was good. I can't really do horror and stuff like that. I have a limit. I'm a punk. I cannot. I must be the only person who expected the twist to Saw. I wasn't surprised. You must have been. Because I remember watching that shit in the movie theater like, oh my God. He's getting up. He's getting up. He's getting up. Look at his head. He was in there with him the whole time. He was in there with him the whole time. That was like literally like my face. The Ring scared the shit out of me. I seen The Ring one time in the movie theater. I have not seen it since. I will never watch it again. I refuse. It's terrifying. It gave me nightmares for months. The Ring gave me nightmares for literal months. When she fucking came out the TV, I watched too much TV for that, y'all. No. Where is this Uta anyway? We talking about horror, my type of conversation. I spit on your grave, revenge fantasy for rape victims. Why people do it on the deep webs, watching red rooms. The deep web is a weird ass place, bro. If you don't know what that is, don't even Google it. Don't even Google it. Get Out didn't bother me. The trailer made it look scarier than it actually was. Yeah, I didn't find Get Out to be that scary either. It wasn't really like solid horror as far as I'm concerned. Fucking sound my dumbass. If The Purge was real, I'm going to Canada and doing some illegal hacking, line up them bank accounts. I hate The Purge. I like the concept of The Purge. The Purge was good. The concept was good. The movie was eh. If there were an actual Purge, they'd target our asses for sure. I mean, I wanted to like it, but after about 10 minutes, the novelty wore off. Equalizer or John Wick. For me personally, I would say John Wick, but I really like The Equalizer, and I can see why some people would say The Equalizer over John Wick. And Equalizer also has Denzel, and everybody loves Denzel. But John Wick, for me, is my shit. I love John Wick. I saw it like 3 times in a theater, and I've seen it 175 times since then. Final Destination 4 is the one at the... Oh, the one at the racetrack, yeah. The movie theater and the coffee shop mass death scenes, yeah. The Neon Demon is so good. It was just out, right? It was just out. And underrated as fuck. Insidious wasn't too bad. Have you seen The Invitation? No. Lights Out was nerve-wracking. I heard of Lights Out. Did not watch it. I can never sit down and watch The Exorcist. I didn't watch Constantine. Constantine is good. I like The Purge too because black people were leading the resistance. Constantine was really good. The Woman in Black. Oh my God, The Woman in Black was so scary. The Woman in Black had me hanging on to my toddler brother for life. The Woman in Black was really scary. Constantine is DC Comics. Yeah, they tried to make a show, but I didn't like the show. I wasn't feeling the show. The Badabook? I can't pronounce that. You guys know I can't pronounce shit. It's more psychological horror. The Omen scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. Oh, you want a 20-minute break? Okay, Brooke. Half naked? We're not kicking no half-naked women off this train in the middle of nowhere. Wish Constantine the show had stayed. I couldn't get into the show. And the Constantine show had some type of feud going with Supernatural. You're not coming for Supernatural. Supernatural's been on for like 12 or 13 years. Pipe the fuck down. I used to love these possession movies when I was a teen, but I realized it fucked me up and I was scared of the dark at 14. I'm still scared of the dark as a grown-ass adult. I can't do it. As Above, So Below. Such a good movie, especially if you've read all of Dante's Inferno. Oh, I like Dante's Inferno. So I'll check that out. I liked, you know what was a horror movie that I fucking loved? The Descent. The Descent, about the women in the cave. That was a great fucking movie. Very underrated horror movie. Like, especially nowadays, everything revolves around the possession shit. But there's like a lot of good horror that does not involve that shit. I like to think of ghosts as being confused by all our technology. That's why they turn the lights on and off and shit, trying to figure it out. You're silly. The Skeleton Key was awesome. It's night here. Don't talk horror, please. Where are you, Kevin? That is nighttime. I was raised JW and I don't fuck with demons or possession as a result. Supernatural is a guilty pleasure. What about The Shining? The Shining was scary. But I've seen The Shining a bunch of times. A bunch of times. The Shining freaked me out. I'm out. I hate horror. The Purge election year is the better one. That one is so realistic. That's the most recent one, right? The third one. Japanese horror films don't play. They don't play at all. Yes, Japanese horror films are the best. The Origin of the Boogeyman. I haven't seen that. Japanese horror movies. The original version of The Ring is Japanese and next level scary. The Ring was crazy as hell. Zombie-ass white girl with long stringy-ass hair scaring the shit out of people coming through the screen. Fuck that. And like other shit was coming through the screen, like The Fly, and like it wasn't like she was the only thing that could like come out. It was like everything from her fucking dimension could come out. What the fuck is that? No. Not feeling it. Battle Royale is my shit. Battle Royale is my shit too, but that's not scary. Sinister, I didn't like that shit either. First one was good, second one was trash. I saw The Ring for the first time at home on VHS, and on the VHS tape they show the footage before the movie starts. Got so spooked I shut the tape off, and I shit you not, the phone rang. See, that's the type of shit I'm not playing with. I'm not playing around with that shit. I'm black. We die first in those movies. I'm not playing around. The novelty wears off fast. Sinister was scary as fuck. Was it? I don't think I saw Sinister. I saw Insidious. I did not expect to like John Wick. Why not? The first one is my shit. The second one was only okay. I saw it in a theater when I was in Portland, but the first one is my shit. The Equalizer is my dad's shit. Why people always like remaking Japanese horror films. I hated the ending of Sinister. What was the ending? I don't think I saw that one. I saw Insidious, which was scary. What are my thoughts on Girls Trip? I liked it. I did see it. I'm planning on doing a review. I just haven't done it yet because I've been really busy. I saw it before Toronto, and I've just been like trying to, you know how when you like go on vacation and then you're trying to like get back into the swing of things, and then like mad shit started happening like in the world. But I'm planning on getting a Girls Trip review up and a Toronto video up. Look at this steampunk shit. Look at this steampunk ass shit. I love steampunk. This shit is cool. I love this sci-fi. I love a space steampunk sci-fi western. I love it. I love cowboys and aliens too. A lot of people can't get into this genre though. Sorry guys, I was watching for a minute. I'm trying to like catch up because I'm super behind in the chat. Why is he behind us? Got your ass. The Invitation is pretty good. Getting sucked through the pool. Have you seen Don't Breathe? Creepy as hell. Hi from France. Don't Breathe was amazing. Anybody like Dead Silence, the movie about the ventriloquist? Oh no, I hate dolls, you guys. That's something you guys probably don't know about me. I hate dolls. I'm sure there's like a name for that. Fear, the phobia of like dolls. All dolls. So like ventriloquist dummies, Barbie dolls, action figures. My mom used to collect those clowns, those porcelain clowns. They used to be all over the house. The movie Small Soldiers really fucked me up like as a child. Like the action figures were trying to like kill the humans. I was like, you see, this is what I'm talking about. These dolls gonna try to kill all of us. I do not like dolls. I like clowns. I don't fuck with dolls though. I'm not watching nothing with no dolls, ventriloquists, dummies, none of that shit. That shit will give me nightmares for months also. No. No. No, no, no. I haven't seen Don't Breathe, but it looked great and I still want to watch it. Don't Breathe was awesome. I saw Women in Black in theaters with my cousin and we were screaming at everything. Shutter Island is a good psychological thriller. I did not like Shutter Island. I thought it was whack. I had such high expectations for it and it was like so whack. Don't Breathe had my ass yelling at the screen. Yes, Daniel Radcliffe was the lead in Woman in Black. It's his best role in my opinion. If you believe in shadow people, the dark is scary as fuck. The Descent, everyone should see it. Have any of you guys seen this movie called They? That was also a movie that really fucked with me as a kid. I saw it in the movie theaters. It was about these like monsters that like lived in a shadow realm. And this like group of friends that like the monsters were trying to like kill them and like take them into the shadow realm. And the monsters only came out at night. It was just really fucking scary. And it was like a literal like shadow world that they lived in. That shit was crazy. I love that this guy had like women of like all different like races and nationalities. That was his little posse. I haven't watched too much Supernatural, but all my friends and family say that it stays consistent and good. Yeah, the writing has been good for years. This last season was kind of whack, though. Pulse. That sounds familiar. What was it about? What was that about? What was that about? Refresh my memory. Love The Descent. Yeah, the As Above, So Below movie was about some people touring the catacombs. Very creepy, but really poetic. It kills me how I Am Legend with Will Smith is terrifying, but no one considers it a horror movie. People don't consider I Am Legend a horror movie. It's about zombies, right? Slash vampires. It is a horror movie. I love The Shining. My daddy is a big Stephen King fan, so we watched everything he did. Yes, I loved I Am Legend. I Am Legend scared the shit out of me as a young teen. Anyone in the chat afraid of zombies? I don't find them scary at all, to be honest. Zombie, it depends. It depends. If we're talking about 27 Days Later, World War Z zombies that can run and chase your ass, like ones that are suffering like the rage virus, those zombies are fucking scary because they will chase you down. You have to, this fucking phallic, all these fucking phallic symbols. If we're talking about the Walking Dead, slow zombies that you can get away from them, all you have to worry about is getting in an enclosed space with them or getting caught in a swarm, a herd. Those are not scary because you can get away with them. You can outrun them. Zombies that are suffering from the rage virus are scary, though. That you're alive and well. Where are we? Battle Royale is legit. And yes, it's better. Wait. Damn. Y'all are really chit-chatting in this chat. How am I this far behind? Isn't Battle Royale like before Hunger Games and better than Hunger Games? Battle Royale is before Hunger Games. Battle Royale is a Japanese... I would not say that it's better than Hunger Games or worse than Hunger Games. Battle Royale is compared to Hunger Games, but I really don't think, me personally, that they're the same at all. Just the premise of teenagers fighting to the death is the same. Everything else is totally different. But a lot of shit has that same exact premise. I love the scene with them running from the magnets. Damn. Now see, I love I Am Legend. Martyrs is really good. 2008 or so is the OG one. Original film, it didn't scare me. Battle Royale is legit, and yes, it's better than the Hunger Games. The Grudge had me sleeping with the lights on for weeks. The Grudge was really scary. The Grudge was really scary. And I saw the original one too, and they were both quite fucking scary. Sinister was good. I'm gonna watch that when I get off work and go home. Sinister was the one with the kids killing the parents because they were possessed, right? Sorry if I spoiled that for anyone. Yeah, I didn't see Sinister. I saw Insidious. All my anime fans, 2 words, Corpse Party. The Japanese Grudge, I mean. The Conjuring series is good. The last one that came out had me in the theater spooked. Do I speak at colleges? No, I would like to, but that hasn't happened yet. I'd probably have to shoot that phone just off general principle. Watch Sinister. Not if it's about possession. It's good. Make sure it's the first one. I watch anime. Yeah, we've talked about this before. I watch a lot of anime. Watch it in the dark at night by yourself? No! I completely believe Japanese movies being on some other shit because just look at anime versus Western animation. They're on the next level. I've seen The Conjuring so many times. I love it. They're doing Insidious 4. Dolls and Clowns. Nope. Wait, what TV? Yo, this chat is going, Brooke. Like, y'all are chit-chatting in the fucking chat today. I'm way behind. Did you ever see Chucky? Yeah, I watched Chucky. Scary as shit. I don't like these dolls and toys. No, thank you. What about Jeepers Creepers? The first one is really good. I love the first Jeepers Creepers movie. I like monsters. That's part of like why I fuck with Guillermo del Toro. I like monsters. I don't like possession. I like monsters. Ghosts, okay, but like I like monsters and shit. I'm watching Wild Wild West. Seren is scared of dolls. Yes, a lot of people are. Dead Silence is my movie though. Small Soldiers is a fucking horror movie. Since we're talking about horror, Small Soldiers is a horror movie, bitch. Chucky was horrifying. I had to throw anything remotely looking like Chucky. Bye, bitch. Fear of dolls. Pediophobia? That's what it is? Because I got that shit. I'm the master of the mechanical stuff. Jeepers Creepers is a classic for me. My childhood friend is terrified of dolls. It's called pediophobia. Oh, he gonna start banging it with the rock. He gonna reverse the magnet. They're gonna get stuck together like a dumbass. I hate horror movies. I don't watch any of any kind. If I do, it's by accident. What about The Strangers? The Strangers is the one with Nicole Kidman, right? And that's like a ghost shit too, right? I like that one. I don't mind ghosts if they're not trying to possess people. I like ghosts. I mean, I like Supernatural. Oh yeah, are we watching anything in particular? Really says something that I just now thought to ask that. I'm watching Wild Wild West. We're watching Wild Wild West on Netflix. So I assume you're seeing Annabelle. Annabelle has dolls and possession. You think I'm watching that shit? You think I'm watching that shit? I would never sleep again. I would never sleep again. So the Tales from the Hood fuck you up, the doll story. The dolls, yes, but the storyline of what the dolls were like doing made it okay. I was like, these dolls are scary, but they're killing white people, so it's fine. These are some dolls I can get a pass, you know. They was the movie, right? That's the name of the movie. So Child's Play Chucky is a no-go for you. That's a no. I've seen They. It had Riley from Buffy in it as the main girl's boyfriend. That was a good movie. Right? That was a good movie. And a lot of people haven't seen it. It was like really underrated. When I was younger, I slept in my little sister's bedroom, and I shit you not, one of her wind-up dolls started during the night. I believe you. And my heart fell out of my mouth. I believe you. Shadow Realm. Sound like some Yu-Gi-Oh shit. Hell yeah, the dolls fucked me all the way up. The sounds they made, it was just creepy. They were like, I feel like they ate him or something, right? They like ate him. Is anyone planning on watching the new It? Oh, I'm in there. I like clowns. I'm in there. I love a killer clown, bitch. I'll watch it 37 times. I'm ready. I'm waiting for that shit to come out. Anyone watch Preacher? No, I don't watch it. I've heard it's good. It has Ruth Negga, right? Yeah, I can't wait. I watched the original when I was younger and it was super creepy. Ever seen White Noise? Yeah, I didn't think that was scary. I don't like White Noise though. I do find White Noise to be frightening, but I didn't think really the movie was scary. I've heard Preacher is good. I can't believe you hate dolls but aren't freaked out by clowns. I thought everybody hated clowns. No, I like clowns. My best friend is terrified of clowns though. Nothing scarier than a clown. Nothing scarier. I love this part when they're talking. Will Smith and Kevin Kline. Yup. They were at the camp at New Liberty. Bloodbath McGrath, the butcher of New Liberty. Killed his whole family. I like killer clowns and sad clowns. I like the Joker. Fuck with it. Supernatural. Yeah, that's like the one downside of Supernatural is the fucking diversity, man. It's like, come on. Come on! Puppet Master is an oldie but a goodie. Came out in the 90s, I think. Puppet Master is alright. I used to really fuck with that old Leprechaun horror movies also. Even though they had a really racist one. It was like Leprechaun in the Hood or something like that. And I used to really like those creep show movies also. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I like shit that's not possession. I like horror shit. Just not possession shit. They don't consider it a horror film because the black man lives. So you talk about I Am Legend. It was more apocalyptic to me than scary. Possession 1981 is so good. I Am Legend is a fave. Makes me cry every time. It had an alternate ending that was way better than the one they ended up putting. 28 Days Later, Zombies ain't no joke. Pet Sematary is terrifying. I love Pet Sematary, and I also love Cujo. That's my shit. Salem's Lot with the vampires. I fuck with vampires too. That's also my shit. Pulse 2001. It was about the ghosts getting out of computers. Oh no, I didn't see that. I'm thinking of the one that had Veronica Mars, which I'm guessing is a remake. Right, see? At the end, he didn't. Will Smith sacrificed himself in I Am Legend. He lived in an alternate ending, and the alternate ending was way better. Because him dying really made no sense. He has an 80-foot tarantula. Mechanical. Night of the Living Dead. An emotional depression caused by the ghosts. A zombie apocalypse would be my worst nightmare. The Undead. I like a lot of 1980s trashy horror films. They crack me up. I like a lot of 1980s trashy horror films too. Yay! Thank you, Tiara. Evil Dead 2 is great. 80s horror is so great. I really love that first Resident Evil movie, which is not an 80s horror film, but I kind of get that same like campy 80s horror movie vibe from that first Resident Evil movie, and people talk so bad about it. I like Battle Royale. The movie's long though. Battle Royale and Hunger Games have the same basic concept, but execute them very differently. Extremely differently. And like the very first time I ever saw that concept was The Long Walk by Stephen King. And The Long Walk came out even before Battle Royale. And the concept of The Long Walk is basically the same. That the young people have to like, I don't want to ruin it, but you know, battle to the death. And at the end they get like riches and like this and this. Like that's like a common trope in literature and film. So I find it really interesting the way that people like equate Battle Royale and Hunger Games, like as if that's not like a common thing in like all different genres. Because Battle Royale is really nothing like Hunger Games at all. Like the premise of Battle Royale is that like the young people in Japan are like out of control and they're like terrorizing the adults. So they pick like the worst classes out of the school system and they like send them to go like kill each other as a way to like deal with like the youth population terrorizing people. That is not in any way the same plot as Hunger Games. But just because it's about kids fighting to the death, people act like it's the same. But it's not. It's weird. Where were we? Bye, Brooke. I missed you, but I think bye. Drag Me to Hell. Drag Me to Hell was good. Drag Me to Hell is my fave. Drag Me to Hell is everything. Drag Me to Hell was very good. First Jeepers Creepers had me sleeping with a nightlight. The first night after I watched it, I slept with my mom. I see some people got banned. Drag Me to Hell was scary, though a touch racist. Around many people didn't care for that. Oh, really? I didn't know about that. That could be. A giant mechanical tarantula. Does it get more steampunk than this? I don't think so. Perfect Blue or Paranoia Agent? No. The Conjuring was funny to me. Those movies creep me out. Jeepers Creepers was so scary. I was scared to walk in the daylight. Love Pan's Labyrinth. I like Pan's Labyrinth too, but Pan's Labyrinth is not horror. Small Soldiers is a motherfucking horror movie if you ask me. But okay. The slimy zombie from Return of the Living Dead was a great monster. As long as it makes me jump, then it doesn't really matter, like Jason, Scream, Paranormal Activity. Is Toy Story horror to you? I like Toy Story, but if my toys came to life and started talking to me, I mean, it's pretty fucking scary, the concept of Toy Story. It's pretty fucking scary, I'm not gonna lie to you. It does creep me out. I mean, I like Toy Story, but it does creep me out, like, I'm not gonna lie. Pet Sematary is so underrated. People think of it as the movie with the undead kitty, but it's really a look at how we can fail to deal with death and grief. That's true. Oh, The Others. The Others was the one with Nicole Kidman. Yeah, not The Strangers. The Others got me feeling some type of way about ghosts. The Others was pretty creepy, but I did like it. The Strangers was... Oh! The Strangers was the one with Liv Tyler. Random people showed up to her and her character's husband's house to torture them. I like that movie. I like that movie. They had the masks on. Yes, I liked it. Anything that does not involve people getting possessed, I will fuck with. They were at the cabin, and the people showed up with the masks on, and they just stood outside. They just, like, stood outside looking in. And then they came in and beat the shit out of them. I did like that one. Yes, I did like that one. I did like The Strangers a lot. The Babadook is also deep as fuck. It's also about grief, with the monster being grief personified. Tales from the Crypt. I used to watch Tales from the Crypt all the time as a child. Tales from the Crypt intro used to scare the shit out of me. She just shot Will Smith. I watched Jeepers Creepers as a child, which is why I'm traumatized right now. That and Michael Myers. Tales from the Hood is my shit, though. Tales from the Hood is my shit, too. There's a meme going around saying that the portrait from Tales from the Hood is at the White House. I would have kicked that little doll right out the window. Wasn't there a good Are You Afraid of the Dark with dolls and clowns? Yeah. There was also a really scary one with the glasses, where when you put the glasses on, you could, like, see into the alternate dimension. Similar to fucking Insidious. And every time they put the glasses on, the shits from the other dimension got closer and closer. And at the end... didn't they, like, cross over into our dimension and, like, kidnap the kids? Some really fucked up shit happened at the end. Are You Afraid of the Dark used to be a pretty fucked up show for kids. Hi, Eros. Preacher is awesome. I watched it on Hulu. I should watch that. I hate clowns. Oh, my God. They're remaking Flatliners. I like Flatliners, but that was also about some... white people fucking around, killing themselves, and then coming back and bringing shit back with them. Clowns don't bother me. I'm more amused by them than anything. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Never heard of that. Don't know what that is. The scariest movie I've ever seen. Still have nightmares. 24 or more years since I first saw it. Leprechaun in the Hood, indeed. Yeah, that shit was racist. Oh, The Wishmaster. I used to love that movie. Terrified me as a child. Creepshow 1982 is my heart and spirit. Creepshow used to be my fucking movie. The one where they fucking killed the guy by putting him out. They buried him so he could drown in the high tide. And he came back as a zombie and came back for their asses. I was like, that's what y'all motherfuckers get. He gonna come and get your ass. The soap one... where it was like demonic soap. Creepshow used to be my shit. I used to watch that shit a lot, like every single day at my grandfather's house in Pittsburgh. Clowns have never bothered me. Demons bother me. I want me gold. Leprechaun was horrible. Leprechaun was really bad. I was scared of Jim Carrey as The Mask. I love The Mask. I used to watch The Mask all the time. Watching Wild Wild West. 80s horror has so many gems. New It movie, fuck no. That shit looks awesome. I've got to see the alternate ending to I Am Legend. Anyone know where I can find it? It's on YouTube. I watched it on YouTube. It's on YouTube. If you just type in, like, I Am Legend alternate ending, it's there. Look at the inside of this train. God, the set design of this movie and the costume design was so good. It was really excellent. Cujo made me afraid of dogs and being locked in hot cars. That was the best scene. That was the best scene. I love Misery because it was almost exactly like the book. The movie was excellent. The movie was great. I mean, the book was great too. The alternate ending was supposed to reveal an I Am Legend. Was supposed to show he is Legend because he's actually the bad guy. Because the monsters are more human than monster. No, the ending was supposed to be that he's actually the bad guy because there are so few humans left that when the monsters outweigh the humans, that makes the humans like the bad guys. Because the monsters don't understand like what the fuck he even is. And he kidnaps them to do experiments on them because he's trying to reverse it and he kills them. So they're looking at him as like, number one, I don't even know what you are. Like, what the fuck is a human? And you're like kidnapping like our kind and like won't give him back. That's why. Not that the monsters are more human than he is. You should read the book. The alternate ending is better. Yeah, the alternate ending is better. Kathy Bates. You're silly. Where are we? Slashers? I never heard of that. Splice was so weird. Splice was a really weird movie. The fact that he has sex with the fucking thing after he basically raised it, there was like some weird incest shit going on. And then right after he like has sex with the thing like mutates again and it like turns into a man and it like rapes the mom. Some weird shit was going on in that fucking movie. Like I don't know. Splice was a weird fucking movie, dude. I was like, I don't know what's going on. Battle Royale sounds like it had the opposite message from Hunger Games. The Hunger Games message didn't come across because they pick adults to play the kids. They completely changed the Hunger Games message from the books to the movies. The message of the books was about all type of shit. It was a bunch of like race shit in there. It was a bunch of anti-capitalism shit in there. It was a bunch of anti-media. The books were like hyper critical of the media, which they only briefly touched on in the movies. How the media like normalizes all this shit. Like the media normalizes like kids killing each other. They have all these talk shows around it and it becomes like a game. The normalization of like war and violence, none of that shit really made it into the Hunger Games movies. It was a completely different message than Battle Royale, for real though. It was. I didn't see Split. So I don't really know. I'm gonna have to read about it. I do not watch American Horror Story, no. I've never seen that one episode. I heard it's really scary. And the first one is about possession, and I don't fuck with the possession shit. Pyroblast 3000, you're talking about the Skeleton Key, which we talked about earlier. Splice was really out there. I didn't see Splice and now I don't want to after hearing you talk about it. Shit sounds wild. No, it was like, Splice was like a lot. Splice was like a lot. I think Splice is a modern take on Frankenstein, but the sex shit was fucked up. I was really high the first time I saw it. And I think, and didn't, after the Splice thing, okay, so Adrian Broner, who was like the dad, he like had sex with the Splice thing, right? And then the Splice thing like mutated into a man because it had sex with him. And then it like raped the mom. And then didn't the mom get pregnant at the end? It was like the last 30 to 45 minutes of that movie, I don't even know what happened. I don't know what happened. As a kid, I used to stay glued to the TV, purposely trying to scare myself, watching all the best scary movies that I think now I'm desensitized from it, and I was a weird kid. Yeah, that Splice movie was crazy. It was a lot. Oh, I love this part where they're gonna fly. The Hills Have Eyes. Now, The Hills Have Eyes is my motherfucking movie. That is some horror shit, though. That is some horrifying shit. But that's my movie, though. I've only seen the original Hills Have Eyes from the 70s. It's pretty good. The original from the 70s is very good, but the remake is also very good. It's a great remake. It's a great remake. I didn't see it. Yeah, and she kept the kid, right? Splice got too weird for me. Yep, she got pregnant and chose to give birth to her incest monster baby. Yeah, Splice got really weird towards the end. Splice was going all over the incest place. Yeah, Splice got... I was like, this movie just took a fucking turn. I know. Gordon! He said, that's a cliff. Somebody said Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That used to be my shit too. I used to watch that show all the time when I was younger. Somebody said they love my hair. Thank you. Have I seen Quarantine? Yeah, I saw Quarantine. I liked Quarantine too. I liked Quarantine. Now I'm sad about George Romero being dead. Yeah, George Romero was such a great man. Isn't Wrong Turn a horror movie? Yeah, I think Wrong Turn is a horror movie. Wrong Turn is the one with Paul Walker, right? That's Wrong Turn? Paul Walker and Lily Sobieski? That's Wrong Turn? That's Wrong Turn. And they like fuck with the fucking 18-wheeler driver, and then he like comes back for the asses. I love all those movies. Now, I love all those movies. Oh, no, Joyride. You're right. That's Joyride. Joyride is my shit. I love all those movies about the white teenagers fucking with people, and then the people come back and get them. Like, that is a genre that I can get behind. I love those movies. Joyride. I love that movie. What did I do to catch up in the chat? I just read. I read through it. I was skipping through, yeah. I was skipping through. Because I was, like, way behind. Y'all have, like, really been talking. Y'all have been chit-chatting. I kind of skipped all the American Horror Story stuff because I don't watch that. So I didn't really know what y'all were talking about. So I just kind of skipped through that one. But I saw the Texas Chainsaw Massacre stuff. I saw y'all talking about Courage the Cowardly Dog, which is my show. Return the slab. Return the slab. Return the slab. I love Courage. Look at this steampunk shit. They're flying. They're in a flying bicycle, dropping bombs on an 80-foot mechanical spider. And now they're about to get shot down by a German bitch with a machine gun that reads lips. Next level shit. That's all I gotta say. Knocked his favorite bitch off. Munitia was his favorite. They knocked his favorite bitch off. Now they gotta go. They gotta die now. Return the slab. Quarantine was really good. It had Deb. It had Deb from fucking Dexter. Quarantine was good. How do I feel about witches? I like witches. I fuck with witches. Wrong Turn is the mutants in the woods, in the cabin, who attack white people who get their cars. Oh, I did see Wrong Turn. Stuck in the traps. I did see Wrong Turn. And it had something with the general store. One of the guys was like working in the general store or something. I did see that. And the guy that worked in the store was the one that directed them which way to go, and when they went that way they would get stuck. I did see that. I like that one too. But how many Saw movies are they gonna make? They're beating a dead horse at this point. They don't need to do any more. A shameless plug? Go right ahead, I guess. I love Courage. I haven't seen any other cartoons that did it like Courage. That's the one. And I love Courage. I watch Courage to go to sleep. That's like my favorite shit to put on and fall asleep to. You should watch a horror movie called The Stuff. It is legendary. The Stuff is kind of amazing. What? Yogurt that eats your insides. What? I'll look that up. Did I watch Detroit? No. I heard bad things about it. Detroit just came off as black pain porn. I heard that. I heard the same thing. I haven't seen it. I heard the same thing. Yeah, you guys are talking about American Horror Story, which I haven't seen. I do like witches, though. I like witches. I like all that shit. The only thing that I don't like is the possession shit. That's really the... And dolls. I don't fuck with the doll shit either. The possession shit and the doll shit. I like the rest of it. I like monsters. I love monsters. I love clowns. Killer clowns and sad clowns. I like aliens and witches. All that shit. I like supernatural shit. I just don't like shit about getting possessed. I don't think that shit is cool. But that's just because I believe. And you know that's what they say. They say if you believe in that shit, it's gonna come for you. I just made that up. Return the slime. Did AHS Coven do justice by the Black Witches to anyone that watches? I heard that season was really good, Coven. My favorite season of True Blood was the Witch season 2 with the necromancers. Because that should make sense, right? And I never thought about it before. Like, of course necromancers would be able to control vampires, right? Because vampires are dead. I thought that shit was so fucking clever. They just had to ruin it with that last episode. And I never watched True Blood again after that. My neighbor's like pacing back and forth outside. Oh, wow. Somebody said it was racist. AHS Coven was really racist. Was it? People loved it. People loved it. A lot of people thought it did well by the Black Witches. I haven't seen it, so I can't say. You have a lot of shit in the lower part of your body, though, that you, like, need to survive. He's talking about he lost his liver and his spleen and all this lower intestines. Like, you would be dead, right? Right? The Werepanther season was bad. I started falling off with True Blood when they were talking about Werepanthers and shit. The Werepanther season was really bad. The 2 seasons before the fucking the 2 seasons that were before the witch season, the necromancer season, both of those seasons were bad. But the witch season was so good. The witch season was so good. Just the ending, God, they had to ruin it. This nigga gave himself spider legs. This nigga gave himself mechanical spider legs. You're obsessed with fucking spiders, bro. How does he poop? I guess we're supposed to suspend disbelief. Oh, they tried to make the slave master sympathetic and the Black Witches didn't get enough screen time to me. Somebody said, how is the HS Coven racist? Genuinely asking. I fucking hate Sookie Stackhouse. I hate that bitch too. Prime example of like white special snowflake. Everybody that meets this plain white bread ass bitch magically falls in love with her. This bitch got motherfucking Alexander Skarsgård and Bill fighting over her. I don't believe it. And then the werewolf nigga meets her and he falls in love with her ass too. I don't believe it. And then they try to say, oh, the bitch got fairy blood. That's why. Get the fuck out of my face. That plain white bread ass bitch. Why are these people fighting over this white bitch? No, no. No. Tara getting shot for Suki killed True Blood for me also. That was the last episode of the Necromancer season. She got shot in the chest by the fucking were-panther ass bitch that thought that Suki was sleeping with her man. She wasn't even sleeping with her. She fucking came with the fucking rifle and shot Tara in the chest. I was like, this is some old bullshit. I never watched another episode again after that. And then they had Pam bite her and bring her back to life as a vampire, which Tara said she never wanted after she got kidnapped by that fucking vampire that raped her and held her hostage for all those months. I was like, this is a motherfucking violation. This is some trash. They really fucked up True Blood. They really did. And they also killed Jesus. That was the very last episode of the Necromancer season. Tara got shot in the chest and they killed Jesus for no reason, too. Just to fucking fuck up Lafayette's life. I was like, you know what? Fuck this show. Fuck True Blood. I stopped watching after that. But Suki and Jason could just mysteriously get through everything unscathed. No, 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 no. That's what I say to that. I'm Gra. I love Tara. I'm glad she's on Queen Sugar. Tara should have left. Tara did leave, remember? Tara left. She left Bontemps. She went to like New Orleans or whatever. She was wrestling. She had the girlfriend. She was chilling. She was chilling. They dragged her back into that shit. And then shot her. No, it wasn't cool. It was not cool. That whole plot line was some garbage. It was not cool at all. I hate how they did Tara. How the hell can they all love Suki Stackhouse? I turned it off once Tara died. Suki was so annoying. Bill, shut the fuck up. Suki pissed me off, but I love the fairy concept because we barely hear about fairies. I mean, and I love fairies too. Don't get me wrong. I love fairies. I love the Spiderwick Chronicles, but no. I thought Hope Tara was going to be an all-powerful witch. Then she became a vamp, and she never wanted to be a vampire. And she died off screen. What the fuck? Boy. They used boy the way that other movies use the N-word. Like, that boy is like disrespect, which I appreciated about this movie. Everyone was always saving Suki's ass. I mean, they actively dragged and punished the slave master in American Horror Story and made her Gabby Sidibe's slave. I could see how the white racist torturer could be too much, and you're right, most of the story centers around the white ladies. I thought the revenge and teamwork coven made up for it. At least Tara became a badass vampire for a short time and they killed her again. No, she should have never even became a vampire in the first place. Somebody said Demon Knight with Jada Pinkett. I didn't see that. Demon Knight was excellent. Why take away Lafayette's love interest? There was literally no reason. R.I.P. Lafayette, yes. R.I.P. in real life. Jason should have been dead, honestly. The whole storyline about him and Marlena from Cloverfield being junkies hooked on vampire blood, which was a great storyline, but that shit could have killed Jason right then and there. Then Jason and Jessica screwed over Hoyt, which was some garbage, because Hoyt was a good person. That was some trash. That was some trash. And then Jessica went on to become whack-ass Karen Page on Daredevil. Go sit your whack-ass down somewhere. As Pam put it, her precious fairy vagina. True Blood really fell off after Tara got killed. Hoyt was so sweet and they just shitted all over him. I started watching True Blood because of my mom in the episode. She became a... Oh no, that was whack. I'm good, Kamaya. We're almost at the end now, though. Bill. Suck it. Bill, Eric, Tara, Lafayette, Pam, Alcide, just everybody saving Suki's ass. It's true. Jason should have died a long time ago. They killed Jesus because gay couples are not allowed to be happy in fiction. They're only allowed to be tragic. That's true. Hoyt was really nice. I like Jessica, but after she did that to Hoyt, I was done. They fucked up. They really fucked up True Blood. And I used to love that show. But nah, they fucked up. Seren, I love how passionate you are about your shows and movies. I love shows and movies. I love media. I'd be like, this is fucking fucked up. Look what they did to my favorite show or movie. And I'll stop, but I'll quit. I'll stop watching. I don't hate watch. You know how people like hate watch things? I don't hate watch. When I get over it, I'm over it. I'm done. Look at them riding in the big mechanical spider. Wild Wild West is almost done, y'all. It's about to go off. I love this steampunk shit. I didn't even watch. I think I stopped watching Dexter after like season 6. I stopped watching after the one with Julia Stiles. That was the last good season, was the one with Julia Stiles. Oh, you know what? Was that the one where Deb caught? Was that the one where Deb caught him? I stopped watching after the one where Deb caught him. Because then they try to make Deb like his accomplice. I was like, no. The whole point of Deborah on the show is that Deborah is supposed to be like the moral center of the show. If Deborah found out that Dexter was the Bay Harbor butcher, she would turn him in. I do not believe that she would not turn him in. I was like, this goes completely against fucking 7 years of character development. Deb would turn him the fuck in. I stopped watching it. I was like, this is not believable. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I didn't like how Dokes was never cleared either. Deb would have, and I didn't like how he killed LaGuerta either. Deb would have turned his ass in, and he would have went to prison, and Dokes' name would have been cleared. That really should have been the ending, if that was going to be the direction that they decided they wanted to go in. But really, the whole show didn't even have to keep going after Rita got killed. That would have been like the perfect end point for the show, after Rita got killed. But they just had to keep going. Had to keep going. Got Dexter as a single parent with a babysitter. I was like, what the fuck am I watching? I'm done. Oh, I never watched Sleepy Hollow. They let Jason live after he joined that whack-ass white supremacist church but killed Tara. After seeing your video about Daredevil, I started hating Jessica even more. Homegirl stays trash. Yeah, my time is too valuable to dedicate some of it to hating shit. It's easier to just cut it off. I stayed on Dexter because Michael C. Hall, only I hate myself for doing it. I mean, I fuck with Michael C. Hall. Like, I love Dexter, but nah, they did the most. I haven't. Steam Boy, I'll look it up. Steam Boy was awesome. I'll look it up. I didn't like that plot line with Deb falling in love with him either. Nobody liked it. Nobody liked that plot line with Deb falling in love with him. And I remember that we were like all complaining about it. And I remember the writers had like gave this interview. They had like gave this press conference where they were like, we don't understand why people are so disturbed by Deb falling in love with Dexter. Deb and Dexter it's not like they're blood relatives. It's not like they're really brother and sister. Like, he's adopted. I was like, damn, y'all just shitting all over fucking adopted siblings. Like, Dexter got adopted when he was like 5 years old. Like, they were raised together. And y'all also spent 6 years building up this backstory of them being brother-sister, having this like brother-sister bond with the dad, Harry, and all this shit. But they brought on new writers, and the new writers really did not understand. Like, they did not understand the show at all. And Michael C. Hall and the actress that played Deb, they had got married in real life. So these fucking dumbasses got the bright idea that they were gonna like write in a romance between them on the show. We were like, no, they're brother and sister. Like, ew, what the fuck? Don't nobody want to watch that. And I also felt some type of way about how they had the therapist being the one to like push. The therapist was like really pushing her. Like, oh, maybe you're in love with your brother and all this other shit. And I was like, she should get a new therapist, because your therapist is not supposed to like push you like that. If you have a therapist that's like pushing you, I feel like that's a shitty therapist. Like, that whole plot, Dexter fell off. I'm just gonna... That whole shit was bad. That whole shit was bad. That whole plot line was bad. That whole plot line was bad. Yep, they only did that because they were married in real life. And then they got divorced anyway. They're divorced now. That was weird and unbelievable to me that they grew up together. Deb went from being her own person to her whole character being centered around Dexter. The last 3 or 4 seasons of Dexter are just some straight garbage. It was 8 seasons. Rita got killed in season 4. Season 5 was okay. Season 6 with Julia Stiles, I liked. 7 and 8 was just some trash. And the fact that they had a whole entire season after Deb found out that Dexter was the killer and Deb ended up dying was... I don't even know who the fuck wrote that dumb shit, honestly. I tried ignoring the part where Deb fell in love with Dexter. It was fucking weird. It was too much. It was too much. Confederate already had black writers. They're not getting black writers. It was created but with the 2 main runners of Game of Thrones and 2 black writers from the jump. You should read a little bit more about it. But I'm not giving it... Give the pilot a chance for what? For what reason? For what? Yes, the therapist was fucked up. The therapist was doing a lot. Having black writers doesn't mean shit because it's still 2 white guys calling the shots. They could write something great, but it can get cut because the white guy said so. Yeah, the showrunners are still the 2 white dudes from Game of Thrones. The 2 black writers, it's like a husband and wife team. But they sounded like they was on some coon shit, and they deleted their Twitter accounts when people tried to talk to them about it, which I feel like is a bad sign, personally. If it's sufficiently anti-Confederate, anti-Nazi, and pisses off enough white people, it's not going to be anti-Confederate or anti-Nazi, though. The whole premise of the show is that we live in a Confederate state, so why would it be any of those things? I'm not understanding. And then I'm gonna go. Like, why would you expect it to be anti-Confederate or anti-Nazi? Like, why would you even expect that when the premise of the show is living in a Confederate state where slavery was never abolished? So why would it be any of those things? I know what dystopia means. That still doesn't answer my question. The Nazi show on admission had a similar purpose. HBO passed on Underground but greenlit Confederate, created by 2 white guys romancing white supremacy. Is Handmaid's Tale pro-patriarchy? Handmaid's Tale is the whitewashing of what actually happened to black Americans during chattel slavery, which is black women being raped and used for breeding purposes. So Handmaid's Tale is also white supremacist drivel. Are you a white feminist? And did? Are you a white feminist? Because bringing up Handmaid's Tale is not really helping your point at all. Like, we're talking about white supremacist fantasies. Like, we're literally talking about white supremacist fantasies. So why would we watch that? Like, we're talking about white supremacist fantasies. So Handmaid's Tale is also like a white supremacist reimagining of what actually happened to black American women during American chattel slavery, being used for breeding purposes, the whitewashing of that story. And Confederate is also a white supremacist fantasy. It is a white imagining of some shit that we're seeing right now. Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? We already know what would happen if the Confederacy had won. They already talked, like, people already, someone got killed over the removal of a Confederate statue as it is. So Why do I need... Right. Confederate is supposed to be about the South losing, but did they really lose? Look at what happened last week. Like, what is even the purpose of the show? What is the purpose of the show? They keep saying the purpose of the show. They keep saying the purpose of the show is to, like, show how bad racism is, and that the purpose of the show is to, like, show how bad it would be if like, slavery had continued, and if the South had won, and had contemporary slavery, which to me, every single time I hear those two words put together, contemporary slavery, I think about prison. I feel like it would have been a bajillion times more interesting if they made a show or a movie about the prison system as slavery. So it's just like, what is even the point of the show? What is the purpose of the show? I don't understand. I can see how bad racism is just by looking around. Exactly. What's the point? Like, what's the point? I don't understand. I don't understand the purpose of a fictional show showing us how bad racism is. I don't know. I don't know. So the Nazi show, even if it vilified Nazis, is it still a white supremacist fantasy? Number one, we're not talking about Nazis when we talk about Black American chattel slavery, and I'm sure you can very easily Google articles that have talked about the difference between Nazism and American chattel slavery if you really wanted to, because there's been tons of literature written about how in Holocaust Germany and in Europe and all that stuff, they have all these monuments up. That shit is taught in schools. Like, there is no blurred lines on Nazism in Europe. We do not have that here in the United States. So because I know you're talking about The Man in High Castle, which we all know about, making a show about, if the Nazis had won, when we have very clear cut history that is taught on Nazis, on the Holocaust, on Nazi Germany. Like, I've been to the fucking camps in Europe. Like, I've been to Auschwitz. Like, I've been there. I've seen that shit with my own fucking eyes. Like, they have the fucking death camps. You can, like, go and, like, see. You can, like, go inside the gas chamber. Now, I would not recommend anybody do this because the energy of that place it will fuck you up. That shit fucked me up. But, like, you can go and you can, like, see. Like, you can stand in the gas chamber. You can, like, go see what they did. And people are not getting married there. People are getting married in fucking plantations in the American South. We just had the fucking Beguiled come out romanticizing fucking Confederacy and slavery and shit like that. How do you guys even think that it is a reasonable comparison to compare American chattel slavery to the way that we fucking understand the Holocaust in Europe? Is that not a false equivalence? And y'all love bringing that shit up. Is that not a false equivalence, or is it me? I really want to know. Like, we do not have the same type of shit over here in the United States for American chattel slavery that they have in Europe. And it's good to point out that plenty of Jewish people have a problem with that show too. It's really not the same thing at all. It's really not. White people will just never admit to how racist things are, regardless of what show tries what trick to recontextualize it. It's a white man's fantasy show. Ava DuVernay made 13th, but 13th is a documentary. I'm talking about fiction. I'm talking about when they say fiction, we want to do like a fictional contemporary imagining of modern day slavery. Like, I think of The Wire or Oz. Like, when people say fiction, contemporary slavery, I think of like Oz. That's what I think of. Slavery still exists. This is some white ignorance and arrogance. HBO missed me with Confederate, but I'm here for Amazon's Black America, where black people get southern states as a way to pay them back for slavery. Yeah, it's time to go. YouTube is tripping. The audio is way out of sync. Oh, sorry. Bye, Umi. I'm about to go too. White people really need to get over losing the Confederacy. It's fucking sick. I guess the show is not for us. You know what? Where are we? People really need to put their critical thinking caps on. Confederate is supposed to be about the South losing, but did they really lose? Look at what happened just last week. The Game of Thrones writers have a horrible track record with how they write women and people of color. I remember I went on this trip to DC for this program, and this white girl from Texas asked me if it was okay for her to get a Confederate keychain. Oh, Lord. Plus, I overheard 2 white boys say the Confederacy wasn't so bad. I want to watch American Gods, too. A white American man went to Germany and did the Nazi salute, got his ass beat by Germans. Someone goes to the South and waves around the Confederate flag. It's normal. Right, it's really not the same thing at all. And people keep trying to, like, make a comparison. It's really not, because, like, no one's going to go get married in a fucking death camp. Nobody is going to go to Auschwitz and get married in a death camp. People will go to plantations and get married and be like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. And Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds got married on a plantation, and this bitch wrote a whole fucking article on her stupid ass fucking website about how much she loves, just like that shit Sofia Coppola said with The Beguiled. And I just love the antebellum era, and I just love the idea of women and, you know, these white women in beautiful dresses, you know, sipping tea and lemonade on a porch with a fan and a parasol, and, you know, and genteel Southern nobility, and everyone was so polite, and the manners, and y'all just like overlook slavery. It's just like overlooked completely. Like, it's not even the same thing at all. Like, it's really not even the same thing at all. It's really not even the same thing at all. It's just wild. It's illegal to own a Nazi flag or a picture of Hitler in Germany. They take that shit very seriously. Like, very seriously. Very seriously. Bye, random person. I don't even know who you are. Bye. No such thing as reverse racism. It's reverse racism to say that we don't want to watch a show. If that's your idea of racism, I want that kind of racism in my life. In my life. I banned her. She's done. She's gone. Sofia Coppola and Blake Lively represent some of the most oblivious people in society. Sofia Coppola had her cast members watch Gone with the Wind as inspiration. Like, can we make this shit up? What wouldn't the Nazi Germany equivalent of that be like? Go watch some old Hitler tapes for inspiration. We're making The Man in High Castle. Like, is that appropriate? Like, but since we're talking about American chattel slavery, it's all good. It's all good in the hood. Because we're talking about black people, it's all fine, right? Anyways, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go. This was fun. You guys were really moving in this chat. I'll see you guys next week. Maybe I'll try and do a live stream during the week this week. No, I gotta go. Ben Affleck was so embarrassed about his ancestors owning slaves, he had them remove it. I saw that. He was on that show. He was like, I don't want anybody to know that shit. Like, it's totally different. I'm planning on watching American Gods. I'll see you guys next time. If we don't go live at some point during this week, I'm gonna try, but if we don't go live at some point during this week, of course we will be back next Sunday. So see you guys next time. Have a good week. Bye.